So it's really cool. This isn't a gaming channel, but geez, it could be. This is great. Hi loves, welcome to my channel. Welcome if you're new. It's Cass. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Today's video is really exciting. I am sharing my Nintendo 64 collection. So like I'll show the consoles, the controllers, the rumble packs, all my games. I'm really excited. Recently I shared a Game Boy collection and you guys seem to really like that, so I am very happy to share this now as well. I'm turning it on for a sec just so you guys can see like the nostalgia. I have Mario 64 game in there. I'm really sorry I can't get a very good angle, but basically this game was my favorite game when I was a kid. You can see we've already beaten it twice, like we've already beaten the whole game twice and then started a new one, still got a new game. Like I'll go to the new one to show you. It's so good, like because we've got all the stars, we've got 120 stars. So it's really cool. These levels were always really intense. I'll show you a Bowser level really quick. So like as a kid, this was so intense that we broke the joysticks of our controllers. Like it is just loose. And that is from Bowser levels because you got to get Bowser and swing him around by his tail, so you got to go around like really fast, and now the joysticks are so loose. But this game is great. I haven't played this in a long time. I'm gonna turn it off because I don't know how do gaming channels like just do this, or can they like get copyrighted or anything? Because that music copyright, can I get copyrighted? Is this bad? I'm gonna turn it off anyway because you guys didn't click on this video to just watch me play Nintendo 64, though if you want to, request it in the comments below and I will do that gladly. So we've had this for a very long time. It was my brothers and sisters and they're 6 and 9 years older than me, so it was always theirs long before it was mine. But I love it and I still play it regularly, or when I can. We always had 2 controllers growing up, so we, you know, take turns. Though when my brother-in-law got together, he had a Nintendo 64 as well, and he actually gave me a few games and 2 of his controllers. So now we have 4 controllers, so it's so good. When I have friends come over, we can play like retro Mario Kart and Super Smash Brothers. It's great. The controllers I had growing up we had this one, so the purple's the one that I usually played because it was purple. The other one we had was this one, and I can tell which ones are ours because the joysticks are so loose. And my brother-in-law, the controllers he gave us was this like turquoise one. The joysticks are like really snap back like they're supposed to. And this other grey one that's the same as the other one. And we have this little like rumble pack. We've had this for ages. I don't really use it. I might have when I was younger, but I don't now. It's a rumble pack. You put it in the controller, and then when like really intense parts of the game play, it like vibrates. So it just kind of helps contribute to like the intensity of the game. And this little controller pack, I'm not exactly sure what this is. These were mostly my brother's. So I think he usually used them, not me. I remember playing with this big one sometimes, the rumble pack. This one I didn't play as much with. I'm not sure what it does. But that is the console. Sorry, the lighting's really bad. The cords are actually very fragile. We had a rabbit quite a few years ago. He was adorable. His name was Oreo. He chewed through the wires on this, so it's held together with electrical tape. The reset button is completely broken, pushed in, and yeah, it's just in a very fragile way, so I don't like to take it out and unplug it unless it's necessary, because it does play up sometimes, so like it won't start, or like if I've been playing a game, it's been going good, and then I go to change games, I can have problems like just getting it to work initially, especially since the reset button's broken. I have to turn the whole thing off to reset it. I know it's a little like annoying to see from there, but just because of that, how delicate it is, I'm not going to unplug it. But here it is. I'll take this game out. It's so adorable. There's no home screen or anything, so basically this button just turns on and it's red. I'm gonna show you guys my games. The ones I least play first, and then like the ones that I played more, like my favorite ones, towards the end. And I want to show you guys all the good games right now because then you'll leave. So yeah, wait and see. Also for the Nintendo 64, I probably should explain, they're really like big cartridges, similar to the Game Boys, so I guess it's just like a Nintendo thing. Sometimes you've got to clean like on the prongs here, but they usually will still work fine and everything. These 6 games here are either my brother's or my brother-in-law's, so they're not really ones that I ever really played. So like this one, I think it was my brother-in-law's, it's a soccer one. I'll give it a go one day. I think it could be good. I don't think I'd be very good at it. It's called International Superstar Soccer 64, but it looks pretty cool. This one was my brother's. I've never played it because I've never really had an interest in Star Wars. I know that sounds really bad because it has like so much recognition for being an amazing movie. Like all of them they have so much recognition. I don't know, I've never watched it. I don't have anything against Star Wars, I just don't know really anything about it. I haven't seen the movies, so I haven't played this game. This one's also Star Wars, it's literally the same reason as that one. I just haven't played it. It's called Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, though this one kind of draws my attention a little bit more because by the title of it, it's a racing game, so I should probably give it a go. This one is called No Mercy. It's either my brother's or my brother-in-law's. I'm not too sure, I haven't played it. I don't really have an opinion of it. Considering how long like I've had the console and everything, I know there's no excuse, like I should have tested all, like played all the games by now, but this is just kind of all in that pile of ones that I haven't played. Same with this one, Lylat Wars. I'm not certain, but I think it has something to do with Fox, you know, the character from Super Smash Bros, because it's got like his emblem there. So maybe this is the game he's from? Not sure. I think this was my brother-in-law's, it's called Revolt. This one as well kind of catches my attention and I probably should give it a go. It's called Revolt and it looks like a racing game and I really like racing games. Now we're on to the games that I have played, so I have more of an opinion on them. This one is 007 Goldeneye. I loved it when I was younger. I was really good at it, surprisingly, as well. And then I didn't play it for a long time. You know, as these things are, old consoles, like sometimes you just don't play them for a while. And when I tried to play this again, I was very bad at it. Like, so bad. I got shot instantly. Like the nostalgia and everything was so good, like the music and everything, listening to it, and I've just gotten really bad at this game, so I want to play it again, but like the graphics when you're like, shooting and things like that are, yeah. I mean, obviously they're going to be like worse because it's an older console, but I just got really, really, really bad at this game. But I do like it. It is a really good game. I just need to practice more and get back into it. This one is South Park game. I loved this one. I haven't played it for a very long time. I used to play it with my brother. I only vaguely remember it. I remember I played it a lot. It was his game. I haven't played it in a really long time, but all I remember from it is that you pee on snowballs and then throw it at people, and like, you know, the snowball turns yellow. It's a fun game though. So, the story with these. I had this game. I had it when I was a kid. Loved it. Like, the music and everything is, I can't even explain Bomberman music. If you know it, like, it's great. I had it when I was a kid. I loved it. It wasn't my game. It was my brother's. And we had a garage sale one day, and he sold it. I was really young, maybe like 8 or so. He didn't realize how much I played this because there are still games that I would play more than this one. So he didn't realize like how much I liked it, but I was so upset. So I couldn't play this game and I couldn't find it for so long. I could have probably got it online or something, but you know, I like going into like retro game shops and just kind of seeing what's there and that kind of thing. It's just something really cool about that. So I kind of kept my eye out for it, but I didn't end up coming across it until probably about a year ago. This one is, I thought this one was this one and I got super excited when my brother-in-law gave me this one, but it's actually a completely different game. This one's multiplayer. It's a Bomberman game, much like this one, but it's multiplayer and like you complete the levels with other characters and that kind of thing, so it's still really good. This one's really good if you want to play like with friends or family. This one's single player. And then I found this one in an old retro game shop probably about a year or two ago. Found it, bought it, love it. I love them both, they're great. This one was one of my favorites as well, and like no shame, I was still playing this until like I was well over that age where I should have been playing Winnie the Pooh games. Hell, I will still play this. It was great. It was my cousin's and he lent it to me. He'd kind of outgrown it anyway. When I went to give it back to him, he actually said I could keep it. And it was really cool because, like I said, this console was my brother and sister's. So on all the games we had, all the levels had already been completed and, you know, everything had been unlocked long before I ever played any of the games. For this one, I played it right from the start. I completed this whole game on my own, so I was really proud of that. It was just cool to play something not knowing what was going to happen next, and it's got like a storybook feature, so it's really interesting. Whereas like with Mario games and things like that, like I could access any level I wanted, and you know, the star was always like shaded blue because my brother or sister had already got the real power stars. So this one though, I did it all by myself. I've passed this game multiple times. You're a Tigger and you're trying to help Pooh like prep for a party, so you're going around collecting honeypots. Rugrats in Paris, the movie. This one's really cool. I haven't gotten very far on it actually. I got this maybe 5 years ago. It's basically the movie, like, but it's a game. I loved this movie when I was a kid, Rugrats in Paris, and basically the game just mirrors the movie and it's just really, really fun. I love Reptar. Next is Holy Magic Century. This one is really cool. I bought it maybe like a year ago, if that. It's something I had never heard of, I'd never seen before, and I was buying some Game Boy games and that kind of thing. This one caught my eye, so I grabbed this one as well. It's really cool. It kind of gives me like Zelda vibes, and I never had Zelda on 64, but it gives me like those kind of vibes, like those quest ones. I forgot to show you A Bug's Life. This one, I haven't had it very long, I haven't played it very much, but it's really cool. It's a little like adventure kind of game. It's one player. I'm not sure if it's got 2 player actually. I've only played it 1 player. It's really cool. It's basically a Bug's Life movie. Like you're going on like quests and all that and you're an ant. It's great. It's really, really good. So just gonna put that in there. Donkey Kong 64, this game is so good. This is my brother-in-law's, he gave it to me. Before the Nintendo 64 was the Super Nintendo, he had the Nintendo NES, which is the Nintendo, I think after that. I think it goes Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64. He has the Nintendo NES, so that's a completely different Nintendo console, different game cartridges and everything, but he had this game on that, so that was the first time I ever played this, and I loved it. It was great. And gave me this one. It's awesome. It's just that nostalgic Donkey Kong like levels, and it's great. Diddy Kong Racing. There is a lot of emotions around this game. Alright, so like I said, my brother and sister always passed the game long before I ever even played it. With this one, they never beat Wizpig. He's the boss, you gotta race him. It's this really intense race, and like the music is so intense. And you have to get like every single, those like power booster things, you have to get every single one of them because otherwise he will beat you. And because my brother and sister never did it, I always thought I can't do that because they didn't, you know, if they couldn't do it, I can't do it. They're much better at games than me, and if they can't do it, how would I ever be able to do it? So I never beat him either. I mean, I gave it a go, but I gave up pretty quick. There's still like lots of great levels, but we haven't beat Wizpig. So right here, I'm saying it so that it's on camera, so that I can't back down on it, as a 2020 goal. I'm gonna beat Wizpig. I will try to record it. Stay tuned. I really want to beat Wizpig. I can feel it. Like I need to do this. Like my brother couldn't do it, my sister couldn't do it. I'm gonna do it. I want to beat Wizpig. Yoshi's Story. This one I haven't played a lot either. I think we used to have this on Super Nintendo, and that was a console that my brother and sister had long before me. I barely remember it. Like maybe when I was like 3 or 4, vaguely. I don't really remember playing it. I remember a level with lava, and like Yoshi, and I remember some karate game that they used to play, and that's all I remember from it. So I bought this game thinking that it might have possibly been that game, but I'm not too sure because I didn't get further enough in this one to work out if it's the same game or not, and my brother and sister just like, nah. But I need to play this a bit more. But Yoshi's my favorite character in Mario, so this is great. I love it. Next is Banjo Tooie. I love it. Unfortunately, I didn't actually grow up playing this. I only got this maybe a couple years ago, and I love it. It is so good. My brother was playing like a remake of it on Xbox, and that's when I realized I really wanted to get it on 64. So ended up finding it, though the second one, Banjo Tooie, is very rare and quite expensive. So I really want to get more into this. I want to pass it. I haven't passed it yet. And then depending on how I feel, I might get the second one. I'll keep you guys in the loop if I do. But it's really, really good. I love it. It's like, it's one player, one of those like adventure type ones. So next, these 4 games are basically what I played most of my childhood, aside from that Winnie the Pooh one. But this is what I played with my brother and sister. Mario Kart. It's great. I played it like 2 weeks ago with Ryan and my mom. Never gets old. I know like these days, like with the Wii and the whatever consoles are up to these days, I'm still in 64 land, so I don't know. But I know that Mario Kart is like really pumped up these days. This is where it began, people. It's this really old game. There would have been ones before this. It's great. There's like 16 levels to choose from, that's about it, to race. Otherwise there's like that balloon game. I always go Yoshi. Ryan always goes Luigi. My brother would always go Bowser. And anybody else who played with us would just kind of mix and match whoever. Or my brother-in-law would always be Toad or Peach. But that game, so good. Still love it, still play it. Great for like when friends come over and everything as well. They give you a strange look at first when you're like, hey, you want to play on my Nintendo 64? Because like they're looking at like, you know, phones and technology these days, and there I am just like living in the past, sitting on my rocking chair, playing Mario on my 64, but it's how it is. This one as well, so good. Super Smash Brothers, multiplayer as well as single player. If you're playing on your own, you would like verse each stage, I guess, like it would go up in stages, and like each little character had its own kind of world that you would try to beat it at, and then the final one was the hand, like the big white glove hand, and you had to beat that. So it was great, and there was such a big sense of accomplishment when you beat the big hand. This one's the only game, actually the only Mario game, where I wasn't really loyal to Yoshi. If I had the option to pick him, I would pick probably either Ness or Kirby. Occasionally Donkey Kong, but usually Ness or Kirby. Like they were really good. They were my vibe. And this Mario game is the one that I showed you in that little clip, that little video before. It's great. It's probably the game that I played the most. Like my brother and sister, because of the age gap, you know, they couldn't always play the games with me. So this one's probably the game that I played the most. And especially because it's Super Mario 64, and especially because they'd already passed it all. Like it had its ups and downs. I mean, it would have been cool to have been surprised, I guess, with some of the aspects. Like I did make my own game and eventually pass it all myself anyway. But like when I play like their games, I could go to any level I wanted versus any Bowser I wanted. It was pretty great. This game is really, really good. This one and the game I'm going to show you last are my favorites, so stay tuned. This second last one is probably the second favorite. It's great. Pokemon Stadium. It is so good. So my brother and sister played it before me. I think they had to unlock Pokemon to like get the Pokemon, I think. So that was already done long before I played it. And then you pick your Pokemon and you verse like your opponent. So basically, to have like a strong Pokemon kind of game, you want to be able to have like, you know, electric, fire, water, ice, I don't know, earth, like those kind of things. So like just a rough idea of some of the Pokemon that I used to always pick. I used to pick Vaporeon purely because she had like a mermaid tail, and my fire one was usually Ninetales because she's a pretty pony. My electric was usually Jolteon. My psychic Pokemon was usually Alakazam, and my ghost Pokemon was usually Gengar. Ice, Articuno. I'd mix and match these up, like it wouldn't be the same every time. But yeah, you had 6 Pokemon. This game's great. I still play it. And a little like thing we used to do when we played it was the person who was picking their Pokemon, the other one would turn around so that you couldn't see what Pokemon they were picking, and then you'd pick yours. So it just made it like hella exciting. And then when it would slam the 2 screens together and be like this versus this, it just made it so much more intense because you saw what they had and they saw what you had, but you didn't know like what Pokemon was coming out when. It's really good. Last but not least, my favorite, or at least tied with this one, is one that I didn't have when I was a kid. I didn't grow up with it. I wanted it, but it's very rare. And I only got it maybe a few years ago. Conker's Bad Fur Day. I love it so much. It's so good. I played the Xbox remake of my brother's when I was younger and just like fell in love with this game. It's really rude. There's a lot of bad language and just like rude remarks and just really immature kind of things. So of course as a kid, like that's the coolest game ever. I loved it. I thought it was like the funniest thing. I still quote it sometimes, like the Scarecrow. It'd be like, I'm Mr. Scarecrow Birdie. Press B, context sensitive. That probably won't make sense to any of you guys, but I'm laughing on the inside right now. Like, this game is great. I love it. Got a lot of dark humor too. It's really good. When I finally found it, of course, I bought it and I love it. Basically, the whole storyline is this squirrel. He wakes up with a really bad hangover, like in a strange town. His girlfriend's being kidnapped and she's like this really hot squirrel. I don't know how a squirrel can possibly be hot, but like, yeah, she's good. He's got to go on like this adventure, like to get back home. He's king at the end and he goes, I'll tell you what happened yesterday. And then yesterday is the whole entire game. So it's like, he goes, what a day that was. It's really good. So this one, yeah, very special to me as well. And those are all my games. I want to beat WizPig really badly, so I'll keep you guys in the loop. Cheer me on, please. Let me know in the comments if you've beaten WizPig. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you liked this video. Let me know if you like these retro game kind of videos. Stay safe during this hectic time. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I love you all. Bye.